Hey everyone. I found this week's discussion to be particularly interesting for a couple of reasons, but as I'm sure most of you are aware, but for those of you who aren't, the university that I am currently working for, Emporia State, has recently, within the last semester, actually implemented some of the faculty layoff or suspended some of the faculty layoff policies that we were kind of talking about in this article in the response from the provost. So it kind of hit home for me in a lot of ways. And so I'm going to try and stay on track at this discussion, but a lot of it will probably be me applying it to to my direct experience, having actually been employed by a university that took advantage of the suspension of these policies by KBOR, because I think it's kind of an interesting position to be in for myself. And I'm sure a lot of the students in my cohort are interested kind of just in how it's all played out over the last 6 months or so. I guess what I would say to address kind of how these types of decisions impact a university. It's probably not difficult to imagine that making a decision like this or making a statement such as these massively impact your campus climate. In a lot of ways, it's irreparable damage to your campus climate, at least for the near future, years at least, minimum. I don't think Emporia State will be able to recover from the negative press and attention that these decisions have brought, at least for, minimum we're talking, 4 or 5 years, when students who were freshmen here this academic year finally graduate and move on, and it's kind of seen as a tale of what had happened in the past rather than something we're dealing with in the present. I think one thing leadership has to be careful with when making these decisions is, if you're laying off faculty members, in some cases, Emporia State laid off faculty that have been here 30 years, well beyond, my age and probably the majority of the people in this class. So it's not a decision to take lightly. First of all, it's not a decision where political or personal issues are the driving force for the decision, and you have to ensure that the individuals who are being laid off in these type of situations are treated with dignity and respect. That's one particular issue that we had when this happened here at the school that I work for. Faculty it was honestly probably one of the worst days I experienced at Emporia State as a faculty member or a student, hearing about some of the ways that they went about the layoffs, taking professors off campus and delivering them the news at an off-campus site after they were sent an email, kind of basically where they already knew what was going to happen, but wasting their time and not showing them the respect that I think they're owed after giving the greater part of their life to the university. I think as it pertains to staff members, it's an interesting position to be in, for the simple fact that as staff members, we're not given these protections in the first place. And so it can be difficult to, I think, in some cases, be willing to put yourself out there when your job may be on the line also, and you haven't been given, never at any point, the protection that some of these faculty members have had. So it's difficult to be willing to make your voice heard when your livelihood it can be on the line as well, which puts people in a very difficult position, honestly. So I'm glad that faculty and staff and students at KU made their voices heard and were able to convince the provost to rescind their decision on suspending or on taking advantage of the suspension of these policies by KBOR. And I just wish that some of that passion had translated down here in Emporia State, but ultimately what's done has been done, and so we just have to move forward here and put ourselves as faculty and staff in the best position we can at this point. So again, I thought this week's readings were just really interesting and kind of just really hit home for me, and I really appreciated that. So thanks. Bye.